Hey everybody. Welcome in. I did figure out how to do the music stuff, so it won't be on the VOD. Like if you watch this stream later, you won't be able to hear any of the music. But while it's live, we got tunes. I will be turning off the music for reading time because most of my music does not fit the vibe for reading stream. However, um, oh, it keeps getting quieter because I adjusted the volume down probably while you were turning it up. So I don't know how audible it is right now over my voice, but hopefully you can hear both of them kind of evenly, or the music's not overpowering. I'll have to play around with it, stuff like that. But yeah, hope everybody's been having a good weekend. Um, I was, yeah, it's been a pretty decent weekend. I worked yesterday for a little bit and crashed out and did some. I had fun last night. Um, yeah, we're gonna be doing some reading here soon. Good. It's just a good song that I like. Yeah, it is a good song. Eventually, I'll figure out. I'll have to get the little overlay thing so it will actually say what song is playing, like while it's playing and all of that. Still on my loading screen with no audio. Yeah, that's probably my fault because I started the stream and then I stopped it and then I restarted it like 10 seconds later, so it probably fucked your shit up a little bit. That's my bad. This song's long as shit. You just sit here and listen to some of my shitty music. But yeah, a pretty chill week. Hopefully next week will be decent. We'll figure it out. Landed there too, but it caught up better. Yeah, I don't know. One day I'll have like next stream on Tuesday. I'll let my music play whatever the hell. I've got like 1,800 songs or whatever in my library, and we'll just set it to random and see what pops up. And I'll probably be skipping a lot of songs, but it is what it is. How's everybody's day going though? Everyone having a good chill Sunday? Also, if you got any song requests before we start, um, I'm down for that. Kind of trying this shit out. It's Monday. It's not Monday for us, okay? I'm sorry that it's already Monday in Euroland, but like here at the center of the universe, it's still Sunday. Another 12-hour day at work. I'm sorry, Twinkles. I hope you can escape Miami soon. There's some Avenged Sevenfold in it. This is Burn the Priest. So it's Burn the Priest is, I think it's Lamb of God for the most part or something like that. So yeah. It's a good song. I think I actually like this version better than the original Mastodon version, but they're both pretty good. I think the original's by Mastodon. Did I just make myself look stupid? Ministry, not Mastodon. The original was by Ministry. Yes. I knew it started with an M, okay? It's old metal band starts with an M. Like, I don't know, like a fucking 50-50 shot. The original's good, but it's not quite as, I don't know, it's not as hard as this version. I like this version. The intro on this version I think is better as well. Not hold you against it. Yeah. Hold me against what? What are we holding me against? Like a belt sander? Don't threaten me with a good time. I would play something like super cringy, just being funny with turns of phrase. Yeah. Cosmo says hi while she keeps scrolling chat with her paw on the touchpad, so that counts. Hi, Cosima. No, we're not playing that. No, we're not playing that. No, we're not playing that. Okay, so we're just. Oh, because Spotify's stupid. Now it's just playing like 5 songs. I don't know. Anyone got any quick music requests before we get started. Holding you against a warm and comfy hug. Fucking deal with it, nerd. I mean, that sounds nice. I do like comfy hugs. Ministry NWO. Actually, not in my library. Also, am I going to get banned for playing this? There you go. Fuck with it. Easy as. Yeah, I really need to set up the thing so you can see what's playing and stuff like that. It's really not difficult. I just didn't feel like it today. Setting up the splitting the audio streams and stuff so that this music does not appear on the VOD took about 90 seconds. Took no time at all. And that was about as much brain power as I was willing to put into OBS today. Thank you for the head pat, GCU. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. I will be I'll be flying around some ships after the stream probably. We'll see. But right now we just kind of jamming, playing with the new fun toy. What else do I got here? Like the song is good. I do appreciate some Ministry. Yeah, fair. Yeah. Could play like. See, like when once we're doing a gaming stream or whatever, I need to make a playlist for streaming, and it's gonna have some like stupid shit on it. And all of you will just have to deal with it. Like I could play some fucking. I could play some Searle. But yeah. Anyway, I have a playlist for this. Oh dear. It's very angry. I don't know if I want a very angry playlist for my streams. I'll probably just do just set my entire library to random because I've got all kinds of shit. Godspeed You Black Emperor on repeat. Yeah, I could just do Dead Flag Blues on repeat and just make everyone want to slit their fucking wrists. You're trapped in the belly of this horrible beast. Machine or horrible machine, and the machine is bleeding to death. If I set my library on random, then it's still pretty angry. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Same kind of. It's like depressing angry. I know Pancake once was like, play a song. And then as I was about to hit play, she was like, play a song that's not about like nuclear war or something. And I was like, ah, damn it. Now I have to look for something. But like, I also have, fun things like Particle Man. Everyone likes Particle Man. I remember that. Yeah. Pretty much all of our playlists are angry. Yeah. I mean, I've got one that's like more depressing than angry, but yeah. Probably won't be playing that one on stream. Everyone loves some Triangle Man, though. Every time I hear this song, I think of there's an old fucking video on YouTube that's this song set to it's a bunch of cut up clips from old Dragon Ball Z episodes, and it's so perfect. I think you had So Long and Thanks queued up. Yeah, I did. I had So Long and Thanks for All the Fish queued up. I was about to play it. That song is so good, though. Especially with the music video. That is the right amount of nihilistic, like, sadness that I appreciate. But yeah, um, I should probably start reading the book at some point. Play some Chumbawamba. Hell yeah. Y'all are stuck in here with me. My terrible taste in music. I have that one too. It is titled Songs to Drive Your Truck Off the Cody River Bridge too. Yeah. Yeah. I think mine is just called Songs with Strong Feelings, but like same vibe. Same basic vibe. Fuck yeah, Chumbawamba. Yeah. I'm not playing dub thumping though. I'm gonna play Drip Drip Drip. I remember the first time I like heard Chumbawamba too. I was in the back seat of a fucking Volvo 240 station wagon. I was like 5 years old on the way to school, carpooling with a friend. Um, and their parents were like weird, like alt hippie folks. They had like a Celtic band and stuff like that. Like they were really cool people. I wish that I'd stayed in touch, but I was like 5. So but I remember it was this song, or it was Amnesia. Amnesia was playing on the radio, and I was just like, damn, this song fucks. I was really jamming to it. Top Thumping is good, but Chumbawamba's first album absolutely has some better songs. Anything that's not tub thumping counts as a deep cut. True. Title of your sex tape. No. Keep in mind, artists can see your playlist names on Spotify if you have their song on your playlist. That's incredible. that's horrible and incredible at the same time. Like I'm sure they see some awful shit. Like damn. And yeah, nobody knows any other Chumbawamba song except for Tub Thumping, which is like it's a good song, but it's again, it's not their best song. I think Drip 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 or Amnesia are probably my two favorites of theirs. They have other songs as well. Like I've literally only listened to their first album, so I follow a few artists that routinely go check them out. There were a lot of unhinged ones. The day the Nazi died, amazing, amazing. Let's see what else do I got on here that I want to inflict upon you people? Trying to think which artist would be most confused by my playlist. Pretty Ponies and Tinned Fish. I mean, I'm confused by that. I don't know which one that would be. Like, sounds like a fun playlist though. I'm sure it's got some good variety on it. Probably someone like Oasis. Oh God, no. Here we go. I'll play this. Ask Fish. I mean, this is Roll Northumbria by the Dreadnoughts. I've had this song on repeat a lot lately. And like it sounds like a song about like some old ship from like the 1800s or something, but it's actually a song about a an oil freighter that was built by the British in the 1960s, and it was like yeah, it was like the biggest oil tanker that they'd built at the time. and they fucked it up. They fucked it up real bad. It was a piece of shit. But this song is kind of an alt history because like the end of it gets like a lot darker than what actually happened to the ship. But yeah, I appreciate it. I should start reading. I'm having fun listening to music though. And nobody that watches the VOD will be able to hear any of this, so they'll just be like, all right, motherfucker. Music good, reading good. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Playlist link and Cospic on Discord. Nice. The VOD will just be long seconds of silence. Maybe trim that bit. That would require me to like go through and do the whole video editing thing on Twitch, or which sucks. And like, I don't know. Anyone that actually watches the VOD will just have to deal with it. Like when the book appears on the screen, that's when the reading happens. If you don't want to fucking deal with my bullshit before the reading starts, you can skip until that point. You know, just make a chapter marker and send. Yeah, basically, I could do that too. I really, really need to spend more time, like actually giving a shit about streaming and doing the professional thing with the videos and VODs and posting and all of that. It's just so much stuff. Why can't I just like go live and be famous already? Huh? Where's my Twitch money? Nah, it's fine. I would be freaked the fuck out if I was a big ass streamer with like fucking dozens or hundreds of people in chat at all times. Like, how do you even deal with that? Almost like it's a skill or something. Yeah, it's a skill that I don't have. I just be doing things. Anyway, uh, we should actually get to the reading. I've been live for almost half an hour, and we have not done the book. I'm lying to people about the stream. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna hunt me down. False advertising. Anyway, hey, the book is here. Anyone remember what happened last time? Because I don't. That's not entirely true, but like, it's been a whole week. A lot of shit happened. I know that we were just getting to like the interesting part. Oh, that's right. The dragon found a way to come back without being summoned, and it is pissed. Things are about to get exciting. There were dragons. I fell asleep. I mean, there's always dragons. Sleep is pretty good though. I'm probably going to be rereading a paragraph or two because I don't remember exactly where on this page we stopped last week, but that's fine. Actually, I do remember. Yes. Anyway, I'll just read the last line. Noble dragons don't have friends. The nearest they can get to the idea is an enemy who is still alive. Meow. Thanks for the meow, team. The air became very still, so still that you could almost hear the slow fall of dust. The librarian swung on his knuckles between the endless bookshelves. The dome of the library was still overhead, but then it always was. It seemed quite logical to the librarian that, since there were aisles where the shelves were on the outside, then there should be other aisles in the space between the books themselves, created out of quantum ripples by the sheer weight of words. There were certainly some odd sounds coming from the other side of some shelving, and the librarian knew that if he gently pulled out a book or two, he would be peeking into different libraries under different skies. Books bend space and time. One reason the owners of those aforesaid little rambling, poky second-hand bookshops always seem slightly unearthly is that many of them really are, having strayed into this world after taking a wrong turning in their own bookshops in worlds where it is considered commendable business practice to wear carpet slippers all the time and open your shop only when you feel like it. You stray into L space at your peril. Very senior librarians, however, once they have proved themselves worthy by performing some valiant act of librarianship, are accepted into a secret order and are taught the raw arts of survival beyond the shelves we know. The librarian was highly skilled in all of them, but what he was attempting now wouldn't just get him thrown out of the order, but probably out of life itself. All libraries everywhere are connected in L space. All libraries everywhere. And the librarian, navigating by book sign carved on shelves by past librarians, navigating by smell, navigating even by the siren whisperings of nostalgia, was heading purposely for one very special. There was one consolation. If he got it wrong, he'd never know it. Somehow, the dragon was worse on the ground. In the air, it was an elemental thing, graceful even when it was trying to burn you to your boots. On the ground, it was just a damn great animal. In its huge head reared against the gray of dawn, turning slowly. Lady Ramkin and Vimes peered cautiously from behind a water trough. Vimes had his hand clamped over Errol's muzzle. The little dragon was whimpering like a kicked puppy and fighting to get away. It's a magnificent brute, said Lady Ramkin, in what she probably thought was a whisper. I do wish you wouldn't keep saying that, said Vimes. There was a scraping noise as the dragon dragged itself over the stones. I knew it wasn't killed, growled Vimes. There were no bits. It was too neat. It was sent somewhere by some sort of magic, I bet. Look at it. It's bloody impossible. It needs magic to keep it alive. What do you mean? Said Lady Ramkin, not tearing her gaze from its armored flanks. What did he mean? What did he mean? He thought fast. It's just not physically possible, that's what I mean, he said. Nothing that heavy should be able to fly or breathe fire like that. I told you. But it looks real enough. I mean, you'd expect a magical creature to be, well, gauzy. Oh, it's real. It's real, all right, said Vimes bitterly. But supposing it needs magic like we need sunlight or food. It's a thaumativore, you mean? I just think it eats magic, that's all, said Vimes, who had not had a classical education. I mean, all these little swamp dragons, always on the point of extinction. Suppose one day, back in prehistoric times, some of them found out how to use magic. There used to be a lot of natural magic around once, said Lady Ramkin thoughtfully. There you are. After all, creatures use the air and the sea. I mean, if there's a natural resource around, something's going to use it, aren't they?
Then it wouldn't matter about bad digestion and weight and wing size and so on, because the magic would take care of it. Wow. But you'd need a lot, he thought. It wasn't certain how much magic you'd need to change the world enough to let tons of armored carcass flit around the sky like a swallow, but he'd bet it was lots. All those thefts. Someone had been feeding the dragon. He looked at the bulk of the unseen university library of magic books, the greatest accumulation of distilled magical power on the Discworld. And now the dragon had learned how to feed itself. He became terribly aware that Lady Ramkin had moved, and saw to his horror that she was striding towards the dragon, chin stuck out like an anvil. Lots is probably more precise than required for this measurement. Yeah, probably. Like a metric fuckload, we'll go with. What the hell are you doing? He whispered loudly. If it's descended from the swamp dragons, then I can probably control it, she called back. You have to look them in the eye and use a no nonsense tone of voice. They can't resist a stern human voice. They don't have the willpower, you know? They're just big softies. To his shame, Vimes realized that his legs were going to have nothing to do with any mad dash to drag her back. His pride didn't like that, but his body pointed out that it wasn't his pride that stood a very reasonable chance of being thinly laminated to the nearest building. Through ears burning with embarrassment, he heard her say, "Bad boy." The echoes of that stern injunction rang out across the plaza. But lady, it's a dragon, not most of the guys here. Yeah, yeah. Don't call me out like that. Oh gods, he thought. Is that how you train a dragon? Point them at the melted patch on the floor and threaten to rub their nose in it. He risked a peep over the horse trough. The dragon's head was swinging around slowly, like a crane jib. It had some difficulty focusing on her, right below it. Vimes could see the great red eyes narrow as the creature tried to squint down the length of its own nose. It looked puzzled. He wasn't surprised. Fit! Bellowed Lady Ramkin, in a tone so undisobeyable that even Vimes felt his legs involuntarily sag. Good boy. I think I may have a lump of coke somewhere. She patted her pockets. Homie, I called out me, you, and probably Twinkles, too. Yeah. Hey, yo, Coke. Not that kind of Coke. Means like the charcoaly kind of Coke, like burnable stuff. Not nose, not booger sugar. You know, we're not going skiing here. Reduced cold. Yeah. Eye contact. That was the important thing. She really, Vimes thought, shouldn't have looked down even for a moment. And probably GCU. Yeah, probably. Actually, yeah. The dragon raised one talon in a leisurely fashion and pinned her to the ground. As Vimes half rose in horror, Errol escaped from his grip and cleared the trough in one leap. He bounced across the plaza in a series of wing whirring arcs, mouth gaping, emitting wheezing burps, trying to flame. That leaves. Oh, you're not escaping this either, Pancake. You're not escaping this either. I know I'm a good boy. I need someone to treat me like the bad boy I am. Hey, yo. Dude. I mean, like, I'd be a switch, so, like, I can kind of do both, depending on my partner's, persuasion. Kind of. Sort of. I need more practice with it. Okay, fine. Sybil could totally dominate me. I mean, yeah. Mood. He was answered with a tongue of blue-white fire that melted a streak of bubbling rock several yards long, but failed to strike the challenger. It was hard to pick him out of the air because, quite clearly, even Errol didn't know where he was going to be, or what way up he was going to be when he got there. His only hope at this point lay in movement, and he vaulted and spun between the increasingly furious bursts of fire like a scared but determined random particle. The great dragon reared up with the sound of a dozen anchor chains being thrown into a corner. Very, very descriptive sound. And tried to bat the tormentor out of the air. Accidentally and innocently, probably. She doesn't know her own authority. Yeah, she really doesn't. Like, it's just kind of so naturally, like, ingrained and bred into her, she doesn't really realize, like, that she has it. Maybe in the later books a little bit. But Vimes's legs gave in at that point and decided that they might allow themselves to be heroic legs for a while. He scurried across the intervening space, sword at the ready for what good it might do, grabbed Lady Ramkin by an arm and a handful of bedraggled ball gown, and swung her onto his shoulder. He got several yards before the essential bad judgment of this move dawned on him. He went. "Ugh." His vertebrae and knees were trying to fuse into one lump. Purple spots flashed on and off in front of his eyes. On top of it all, something unfamiliar but apparently made of whalebone was poking sharply into the back of his neck. He managed a few more steps by sheer momentum, knowing that when he stopped, he was going to be utterly crushed. The Ramkins hadn't bred for beauty, they'd bred for healthy solidity and big bones, and they'd got very good at it over the centuries. Ain't no shame in it. Cross his arms. Yeah. A gout of livid dragon fire crackled into the flagstones a few feet away. Afterwards, he wondered if he'd only imagined leaping several inches into the air and covering the rest of the distance to the horse trough at a respectable run. Perhaps, in extremis, everyone learned the kind of instant movement that was second nature to Nobby. Anyway, the horse trough was behind him, and Lady Ramkin was in his arms, or at least was pinning his arms to the ground. He managed to free them and tried to massage a bit of life back. What did you do next? She didn't seem to be injured. He recalled something about loosening a person's clothing, but in Lady Ramkin's case, that might be dangerous without special tools. She solved the immediate problem by grabbing the edge of the trough and hauling herself upright. Right, she said. It's the slipper for you. Her eyes focused on Vimes for the first time. What the hell's going on? She began again, and then caught the scene over his shoulder. Oh, God. Oh, sod, she said. Pardon my Clatchian. Errol was running out of energy. The stubby wings were indeed incapable of real flight, and he was remaining airborne solely by flapping madly, like a chicken. The great talons swished through the air. One of them caught one of the plaza's fountains and demolished it. The next one swatted Errol neatly. He shot over Vimes's head in a straight, rising line, hit a roof behind him, and slid down it. You've got to catch him, shouted Lady Ramkin. You must. It's vital. Vimes stared at her and then dived forward as Errol's pear-shaped body slithered over the edge of the roof and dropped. He was surprisingly heavy. Thank goodness, said Lady Ramkin, struggling to her feet. They explode so easily, you know. It could have been very dangerous. Poor Errol. Yeah. They remembered the other dragon. It wasn't the exploding sort. It was the killing people kind. They turned, slowly. The creature loomed over them, sniffed, and then, as if they were of no importance at all, turned away. It sprang ponderously into the air, and, with one slow flap of its wings, began to scull leisurely away down the plaza and up and into the mists that were rolling over the city. Vimes was currently more concerned with the smaller dragon in his hands. Its stomach was rumbling alarmingly. He wished he'd paid more attention to the book on dragons. Was a stomach noise like this a sign they were about to explode? Or was the point you had to watch out for the point when the rumblings stopped? We've got to follow it, said Lady Ramkin. What happened to the carriage? Vimes waved a hand vaguely in the direction that, as far as he could tell, the horses had taken in their panic. Errol sneezed a cloud of warm gas that smelled worse than something walled up in a cellar, pawed the air weakly, licked Vimes's face with a tongue like a hot cheese grater, struggled out of his arms, and trotted away. Where's he off to? Boomed Lady Ramkin, emerging from the mists, dragging the horses behind her. They didn't want to come. Their hooves were scraping up sparks, but they were fighting a losing battle. Ladies just casually dragging two horses in a carriage like it ain't no thing. Ah, she's awesome. He's still trying to challenge it, said Vimes. You'd think he'd give in, wouldn't you? They fight like blazes, said Lady Ramkin as he climbed onto the coach. It's a matter of making your opponent explode, you see. I thought, in nature, the defeated animal just rolls on its back in submission, and that's an end of it, said Vimes, as they clattered after the disappearing swamp dragon. Wouldn't work with dragons, said Lady Ramkin. Some daft creature rolls on its back, you disembowel it. That's how they look at it. Almost human, really. Too true. The clouds were clustered thickly over Ankh-Morpork. Above them, the slow golden sunlight of the Disc-world unrolled. The dragon sparkled in the dawn as it trod the air joyously, doing impossible turns and rolls for the sheer delight of it. Then it remembered the business of the day. They'd had the presumption to summon it. Below it, the rank wandered from side to side up the street of small gods. Despite the thick fog, it was beginning to get busy. What do you call them things? Like thin stairs, said Sergeant Colin. Ladders, said Carrot. Lot of 'em about, said Nobby. He mooched over to the nearest one and kicked it. Oi! A figure struggled down, half buried in a string of flags. What's going on? Said Nobby. The flag bearer looked him up and down. Who wants to know, Tiddler? He said. Excuse me, we do, said Carrot, looming out of the fog like an iceberg. The man gave a sickly grin. Thin stairs. Oh my god. Yeah. Well, it's the coronation, isn't it? He said. Got to get the streets ready for the coronation. Got to have the flags up. Got to get the old bunting out, haven't we? Nobby gave the dripping finery a jaundiced look. Doesn't look that old to me, he said. It looks new. What are them fat, saggy things on that shield? Those are the royal hippos of Ankh, said the man proudly. Reminders of our noble heritage. How long have we had a noble heritage, then? Said Nobby. Since yesterday, of course. You can't have a heritage in a day, said Carrot. It has to last a long time. If we haven't got one, said Sergeant Colin, I bet we'll soon have had one. My wife left me a note about it. All these years, and she turned out to be a monarchist. He kicked the pavement viciously. Huh, he said. A man knocks his pipes out for 30 years to put a bit of meat on the table, but all she's talking about is some boy who gets to be king for 5 minutes' work. Know what was for my tea last night? Beef dripping sandwiches. This did not have the expected response from the two bachelors. Or, said Nobby. Real beef dripping, said Carrot. The kind with the little crunchy bits on top and shiny blobs of fat. Remember the last when I last addressed the crust on a bowl of dripping, mused Nobby in a gastronomic heaven. With just a bit of salt and pepper, you've got a meal fit for a king. Don't even say it, warned Colin. Best bit is when you stick the knife in and crack the fat, and all the browny gold stuff bubbles up, said Carrot dreamily. A moment like that is worth a king. Shut up! Shut up! Shouted Colin. You're just. What the hell was that? They felt the sudden downdraft, saw the mist above them roll into coils that broke against the house walls. A blast of colder air swept along the street and was gone. It was like something gliding past up there somewhere, said the sergeant. He froze. Here, you don't think. We saw it killed, didn't we? Said Nobby urgently. We saw it vanish, said Carrot. See, Carrot's smarter than he looks. They looked at one another, alone and damp in the mist-shrouded street. Mist-shrouded street. There could be anything up there. The imagination peopled the dank air with terrible apparitions. And what was worse was the knowledge that nature might have done an even better job. Nah, said Colin. It was probably just some big waiting bird or something. Isn't there anything we should do? Said Carrot. Yes, said Nobby. We should go away quickly. Remember Gaskin. Maybe it's another dragon, said Carrot. We should warn people and. No, said Sergeant Colin vehemently. Because, A, they wouldn't believe us, and B, we've got a king now. It's his job, dragons. It's right, said Nobby. He'd probably be really angry. Dragons are probably, royal animals, like deer. A man could probably have his tridlins plucked just for thinking about killing one when there's a king around. Makes you glad you're common, said Colin. Commoner, corrected Nobby. That's not a very civic attitude, Carrot began. He was interrupted by Errol. The little dragon came trotting up the middle of the street, stumpy tail high, his eyes fixed on the clouds above him. He went right by the rank without giving them any attention at all. What's up with him? Said Nobby. A clatter behind them introduced the Ramkin coach. Men? Said Vimes hesitantly, peering through the fog. Definitely, said Sergeant Colin. Did you see a dragon go past? Apart from Errol? Well, said the sergeant, looking at the other two. Sort of, sir. Possibly. It might have been. Twinkles. I very much have a Boston Terrier vibe from Errol. Maybe French Bulldog. I could see it. Yeah, I could see that. Some like small definitely get kind of a terrier vibe from him. Or maybe a dachshund. Don't stand there like a lot of boobies, said Lady Ramkin. Get in. Plenty of room inside. There was. When it was built, the coach had probably been the marvel of the day, all plush and gilt and tasseled hangings. Time, neglect, and the ripping out of the seats to allow its frequent use to transport dragons to shows had taken their toll, but it still reeked of privilege, style, and, of course, dragons. Twinkles, yeah, but not like a useful terrier. Pug, maybe? Maybe. Maybe. What do you think you're doing? Said Colin, as it rattled off through the fog. Wavin', said Nobby, gesturing graciously to the billows around them. Disgusting, this sort of thing, really, mused Sergeant Colin. People going around in coaches like this when there's people with no roof to their heads. Oh, I missed a footnote, by the way. Tridlins, a short and unnecessary religious observance performed daily by the holy balancing dervishes of others, according to the Dictionary of Eye-Watering Words. It's Lady Ramkin's coach, said Nobby. She's all right. Well, yes, but what about her ancestors, eh? You don't got you don't get big houses and carriages without grinding the faces of the poor a bit. You're just annoyed because your missus has been embroidering crowns on her undies, said Nobby. Got nothing to do with it, said Sergeant Colin indignantly. I've always been very firm on the rights of man. And dwarf, said Carrot. Yeah, right, said the sergeant uncertainly. But all this business about kings and lords, it's against basic human dignity. We're all born equal. Makes me sick. Never heard you talk like this before, Frederick, said Nobby. It's Sergeant Colin to you, Nobby. Sorry, Sergeant. The fog itself was shaping up to be a real Ankh-Morpork autumn gumbo. Footnote. Like a pea souper, only much thicker, fishier, and with things in it you'd probably rather not know about. Gumbo is so good, though. Damn. Vimes squinted through it as the droplets buckled down to a good day's work soaking him to the skin. I can just make him out, he said. Turn left here. Any idea where we are? Said Lady Ramkin. Business district somewhere, said Vimes shortly. Errol's progress was slowing a bit. He kept looking up and whining. Can't see a damn thing above us in this fog, he said. I wonder if the fog, as if in acknowledgment, lit up. Ahead of them it blossomed like a chrysanthemum and made a noise like woomph. Oh no, moaned Vimes. Not again. Are the cups of integrity well and truly suffused? Intoned Brother Watchtower. Aye, suffused full well. The waters of the world, are they abjured? Yea, abjured full mightily. Have the demons of infinity been bound with many chains? Damn, said Brother Plasterer. There's always something. I bought a bulldog for home protection, produces French bulldog. I mean, some small dogs can be pretty vicious. Just saying. Brother Watchtower sagged. Just once, it would be nice if we could get the ancient and timeless rituals right, wouldn't it? You'd better get on with it. Wouldn't it be quicker, Brother Watchtower, if I just did it twice next time? Said Brother Plasterer. Brother Watchtower gave this some grudging consideration. It seemed reasonable. All right, he said. Now get back down there with the others. And you should call me Acting Supreme Grand Master. Understand? This did not meet with what he considered to be a proper and dignified reception among the brethren. No one said anything to us about you being acting Supreme Grand Master, muttered Brother Doorkeeper. Well, that's all you know, because I bloody well am, because Supreme Grand Master asked me to open the lodge on account of him being delayed with all this coronation work, said Brother Watchtower haughtily. If that doesn't make me acting Supreme Grand Bloody Master, I'd like to know what does, all right? Don't see why, muttered Brother Doorkeeper. You don't have to have a grand title like that. You could just be called something like, well, Rituals Monitor. Yeah, said Brother Plaster. Don't see why you should give yourself airs. You ain't even been taught the ancient and mystic mysteries by monks or anything. We've been banging around for hours, too, said Brother Doorkeeper. That's not right. I thought we'd get rewarded. Brother Watchtower realized that he was losing control. He tried wheedling. Diplomacy. I'm sure Supreme Grand Master will be along directly, he said. Let's not spoil it all now, eh? Lads, arranging that fight with the dragon and everything, getting it off all right, that was something, wasn't it? We've been through a lot, right? It's worth waiting just a bit longer, okay? The circle of robed and cowled figures shuffled in grudging agreement. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, certainly. Okay, if you say so. It began to creep over Brother Watchtower that something wasn't right, but he couldn't quite put a name to it. Uh, brothers, he said. They too shifted uneasily. Something in the room was setting their teeth on edge. There was an atmosphere. Brothers, repeated Brother Watchtower, trying to reassert himself. We are all here, aren't we? There was a worried chorus of agreement. Of course we are. What's the matter? Yes. Yes. Yeah. There it was again, a subtle wrongness about things that you couldn't quite put your finger on because your finger was too scared. But Brother Watchtower's troublesome thoughts were interrupted by a scrabbling sound on the roof. A few nubs of plaster dropped into the circle. Brothers, repeated Brother Watchtower nervously. Now there was one of those silent sounds, a long, buzzing silence of extreme concentration and just possibly the undrawing of breath into lungs the size of haystacks. The last rats of Brother Watchtower's self confidence fled the sinking ship of courage. Brother Doorkeeper, if you could just unbolt the dread portal, he quavered. And then there was light. There was no pain. There was no time. Death strips away many things, especially when it arrives at a temperature hot enough to vaporize iron, and among them are your illusions. The immortal remains of Brother Watchtower watched the dragon flap away into the fog, and then looked down at the congealing puddle of stone, metal, and miscellaneous trace elements that was all that remained of the secret headquarters. And of its occupants, he realized in the dispassionate way that is part of being dead. You go through your whole life and end up a smear swirling around like cream in a coffee cup. Whatever the gods' games were, they played them in a damn mysterious way. He looked up at the hooded figure beside him. We never intended this, he said weakly. Honestly, no offense. We just wanted what was due to us. A skeletal hand patted him on the shoulder, not unkindly, and Death said, Congratulations. acting Supreme Grandmaster to wisp of cooling smoke in a quarter of a second. Yeah. Yeah. Turned into a fucking shadow. Uh, Gonna take a quick break. Been reading, talking, and stuff for 1 hour already. It's already been a fucking hour? Holy shit. Time flies when you're having fun. Anyway, I'm gonna take like a 5-10 minute break. Just cool my fucking voice off. It's 8:30 now. When I get back, probably do like another 30, 45 minutes or so. We'll see how it goes. See how it goes. Time flies. Yeah, you got to be faster than that, Butter. Come on. We both old as shit. We both know how it goes. But yeah, I will be back soon. Very soon. Y'all have a good break. Go take a piss. Get some water. Get snacks. All that good shit.
Hey, I'm back. Uh, but yeah, my music taste is fucking all over the board. Hope everyone had a good break. Disturbing songs to disturb normies has some Egyptian bluegrass covers of Disney songs. That's a thing. That is a thing. That sounds Egyptian bluegrass covers of Disney songs. I like you gotta link that. Send me a link to that. I gotta hear this. Like damn. We got some of my Irish folk stuff going on. I'm a huge fan of Celtic and fucking like Nova Scotian folk music. It's an MP3 on my computer at home. Forget to remind me, and I'll forget to send it to you. Bet. Sounds like a plan. We'll just be chatting for a second, but yeah. Uh, my library has a little bit of everything in it. Well, you'll see on like gaming streams and stuff because I'm just gonna start playing music on gaming streams and whatnot. It'll just be some background stuff. I hope people enjoy that. Uh, but you'll hear all kinds of stuff. I'll try to just let it play whatever because like I'm not gonna be ashamed of what my own music tastes are. For the most part, there will occasionally be a song that I just don't want to fucking hear right then because I have a lot of songs that kind of make me sad, and I don't want to do that when I'm on a stream. Might play a couple of them sometimes though, because depending on the vibe, or just songs that I just don't really want to hear right now. But for the most part, I'll try to just let it do its thing. You know, there's like 1,600, 1,700 songs to go through. Spotify Shuffle sucks, but we'll see what it does. And yeah, and maybe I'll even like sing along to some of these songs occasionally. This is one song that if I'm in my car, like just driving by myself and it comes on, I will belt this fucking song out. And if I do say so myself, I'm pretty decent at it. When my voice is cooperating, I really badly fucked my voice up a few years ago. Um, and I lost a lot of range and stuff in my singing voice, and just kind of like being able to modulate it properly for singing. I wasn't able to do that for a long time. It took me years to get back to like 85-90% of what my singing ability was before. But yeah, long story short, it's possible to break the cartilage in your voice box if you swallow water the wrong way. That's what happened to me. Like literally, I took a drink of water, and turned my head as I swallowed, and it felt like I was being stabbed, like in the throat with a fucking red hot knife, and it actually it broke cartilage in my voice box, with my own muscles while swallowing and turning your head because the human body is just a fucking nightmare apparently. You're currently singing it, Boater? Fuck yeah. Bodies were a mistake. Water hammer to the neck. Yeah, literally, that's like basically exactly what happened. I fucking water hammered my voice box. Yeah, yeah. This happened. This was back in fucking like 2020, 2021, something like that. If it wasn't you, I wouldn't believe it. Yeah, no, seriously. Um, it like, yeah, it sucked, and it took forever to heal because like, there's nothing you can do about that. You can't like, you can't put a splint on your voice box. Like, it took fuck yeah, Eurythmics. Um, but yeah, it took like 9 or 10 months for it to just stop feeling like I was being stabbed in the throat every time I swallowed water or food or anything. It sucked. It was awful, and it took years for my like when it happened. I basically lost. all of my all of my high range in my voice, because I used to have super wide range. I know my voice is really deep and kind of monotone, but I used to have, and I've gotten most of it back, but I can actually make my voice pretty high pitched. I won't be trying it right now. My voice is kind of fucked up right now, but when it's working right, I can get pretty fucking high pitched and stuff like that. But when that happened, I lost all of it. Like I could not get above a certain frequency without it just breaking up and cutting out, and it really honestly depressed the shit out of me. I don't sing in front of people very much because I'm a coward, but I really enjoy singing to myself, and not being able to like sing all of the songs that I used to do sucked. Thank you for the hydrate and stretch, by the way, and head pat. Meow. This is one of the only songs I can play on bass and guitar. That's actually baller. You can play guitar, Twinkles. That's fucking rad. There are two sets of vocal folds, and if you break one, you just don't have that range. Singers can use both at the same time. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I basically just broke the one that did all of my like upper range stuff, and it took a long time for it to heal. And like I said, I have like 85-90% of the range that I used to have. I used to be able to go. I can still go pretty crazy low, like really crazy fucking low. I can go even deeper than this if my voice is cooperating sometimes. Um, I have actually done throat singing occasionally. It's been a long time, but there was a week or two where I figured out how to do it, and it was baller. I have not been able to replicate that, but yeah, still have 21K. What does that mean? Oh, 21,000 points. Nice. Twinkles being able to play guitar is absolutely something I believe. Yeah, like 100% something I can see Twinkles being able to do. But like, that's awesome. You can play this song on guitar and bass. That's 100% of my instrument skill. That's more instrument skills than I have, bro. Like, that's awesome. Being able to play any song on any instrument is like cool as shit in my opinion. So like, yeah. Anyway, like I said, my voice, the main thing about it is that it's not consistent. Like when it is working right, I have really good range and I can sing some crazy songs that you probably wouldn't expect someone with a naturally deep voice like mine to be able to do. Um, but I can when it's working. But it doesn't always work. So that's why I don't really sing in front of people, because I never know what days it's going to decide to work. But when it does, I feel pretty happy. I mean, that is 100% more guitar than me. Yeah, I've never even picked up a guitar, so like fucking a. Bass, I have you beat though. Yeah, I used to have a bass guitar, but I never like actually learned how to play it. I would just kind of, I had a bass guitar and an amp, and I would just kind of pick it up and like kind of just jam, like just play whatever the fuck and shit. But yeah, never actually learned like proper musical theory and stuff. It was just kind of fun to make noise. Always wanted to learn how to play an instrument. My mom always wanted me to learn how to play piano or violin. And like piano would be cool, but I absolutely do not have the fingers for piano. Like I have pretty short stubby fingers and like large palms, which is like exact opposite of what you want for piano. And violin would be cool, but again, yeah, never actually did it. And yeah, any instrument, like anyone that can play any instrument, cool as shit in my opinion. That's always that like musical ability and talent is rad. You can play Butter. What songs can you play on bass? Played viola in high school. ADHD hyperfixation burned me all the way out of wanting to play any more strings. Yeah, I totally understand what you mean there. Totally understand that. Viola's interesting though. Like, don't run into too many viola players. Is it viola, viola, viola? I learned cello. Cello is dope. I like any like bassy instrument is super cool. Got my bass in high school and had it for like 5 or 7 years. Oh hell yeah. Nice. Gave it away around a decade ago to a family friend. Nice. Do they still have it? Anyway, yeah. My uncle, or I guess former uncle, I don't know. My aunt divorced him years ago, but I still call him my uncle. He actually like plays saxophone for a pretty well known band that has a sax player. And his house, I think he still has it, but the entire upper floor is actually a recording studio with like all of the fucking instruments you could imagine, and a whole like studio room with a mixing table and all of that shit. It's super fucking rad, and it's just in like this old farmhouse, like out in the middle of nowhere, next to the train tracks. It's cool as hell. I miss that property so much. So yeah, like I would just kind of go whenever I would visit. I would just like I'd fuck around with all the instruments and things, but I never got like good at any of them. We're not playing that song. Ignore that one. Nope. Actually, you know what? We're done with songs for now. Was wanting to learn, and I hadn't played it in like a year, as far as I know. Yeah, it'd be like that. We should probably get back to the book for a little bit. Been doing a whole lot of fucking yapping this stream, which I've enjoyed. It's always nice just hanging out and chatting with everybody. But actually, I mean, shit, we're 7 minutes, 6 minutes away from hour and a half, which is usually where I cut this off. So you see how much longer to the next stopping point we have. Let's see. Yeah, a couple of pages. That works out. That works out. 8-track mixing desk is another instrument I'm pretty good at. Tape bending is awesome fun and so expensive. Tape bending? I'm not sure I'm familiar with that phrase. But like, yeah, any professional studio recording stuff, and especially tape equipment, is not cheap. Not cheap at all. What's up, buddy? Is It's all right, buddy. What's up? My old kitty. He's having some mental issues. I think his mind is going, so he gets confused and scared. I will be right back. Let me go give him some pats and stuff. Comfort him. Yeah, it's Tigger. He's my old man. But yeah, I'll be right back. Let me go give him some pet pats.
All right, I'm back. Cat tax in real life. Yeah. Most of my cats are actually pretty chatty. Um, Velma, Toyo, and Kagyo can also get very, very talkative. But they're all sleeping right now, so maybe some other stream they'll come and say hi. But yeah. Um, shit, we're basically at an hour and a half, so I'll probably just call it there with the the illuminated or elucidated brethren or whatever getting turned into a pile of slag. Except for the Grand Master. Which curious. And you know, we got a little more Lady Sybil action, towing along the carriage and the horses by herself. There. Yeah. I don't know if y'all down to fly some ships or whatever after this. Give me a few minutes. I gotta move the laundry around and do a few things, and then I'll probably hop into PC and stuff and chill. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm really glad I got the music stuff going. That'll be really cool for gaming streams and stuff like that. Just a little more ambiance and fun. And I'll try to get the stream elements overlay thing going so that y'all can actually see what the song is that's playing in case you don't know what's playing. You know, would like look it up yourself and stuff like that. Um, Good stream, unorthodox, chill, good times. Yeah, it was kind of different. A little more chatting and hanging out than the average reading stream, but I hope everyone enjoyed it still. I had a lot of fun, and yeah, it was good times. I just realized I never actually pulled up my own stream on Twitch, and have not been watching myself, so that didn't count as a view. Whoops. I don't know if that's how it works anyway. Who knows? But yeah, um, yeah. Hope everybody has a good rest of your Sunday night or Monday morning or whatever day and time it is. You know, um, I will be back on Tuesday. I'm going to be playing more Voices of the Void and trying to figure out that game. So, hope to see you all there. That should be a good time. We're going to get deeper into whatever the fuck is going on at the remote radio telescope array and maybe clean up all the fucking trash that's there because damn, damn, that place is nasty and kind of creepy. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Love y'all. See y'all in a bit, maybe for ships. Some of you. Good night. Meow.